To have you with us, Solomon. First off, let's kick off with the price of petrol going up in the country, something that has been expected, predominantly driven by the crude price increasing, I assume.
Yes, that is correct. That was expected. Crude oil prices have gone up by 10%, and this has had an impact on increasing all the petroleum prices, that's kerosene, diesel, and super. What helped was the exchange rate remained fairly stable. The average exchange rate of August compared to July only went up by 0.05%, so that created some form of stability. Yeah, but this was expected because of the increase in crude oil prices.
From here on out, what are the expectations? Are we likely going to see another increase perhaps next month?
Yes, because when we look at the average Platts, the international prices of crude have also been going up. If you compare September and August, we've seen increases of about $15 to $20 per ton of all the products. So we expect again when the Energy Regulatory Commission reviews the prices in mid-October to see an increase in prices again.
Let's talk about broader sector issues at this point in time in terms of infrastructure challenges, one being the pipeline system. Can you give us an update on what you're doing to upgrade that?
Okay, right now the government is conducting a study of the pipeline between Mombasa and Nairobi. It needs an upgrade because it's not able to handle higher volumes, and as a result there's a lot of road transport, and road transport is significantly higher by about 20% compared to the pipeline transport. And according to the government, in the next 3 or so years, they'd have completed the new pipeline. But a study is currently ongoing.
And how will this impact the flow of petrol inland? And would this have any impact on prices at all?
Yes, it will, because currently about 70% of our white products, that's fuel, diesel, and kerosene, is transported by the pipeline, but 30% is transported by road, and road is much more expensive. So we expect to see some reduction once the pipeline is enhanced because of the lower transport from pipeline. But the other reason that we'll see a lower price is once there's efficiency, the pipeline is flowing faster, the demurrage costs that we pay to the ship at the port will also reduce, since we'll be keeping the vessels there for a shorter time.
So all positive spillover effect. In terms of refining capacity, can you tell us what the latest is in terms of upgrading local infrastructure when it comes to refineries? Okay,
currently you may be aware that the refinery has just moved from what was a toll refinery to a merchant refinery. So the refinery will actually be processing its own crude and selling to the other oil marketers. And according to the refinery, with this kind of setup, they'll now be able to invest in a new refinery. We believe that a study is still going on, but we also believe there's a bit of confusion because of the various oil fields oil finds that have been found in the region. So even the upgrade will depend on whether indeed we have crude oil in Turkana in Kenya, what Uganda's plan is, and later what Sudan's plan is. So I believe the refinery, to be able to invest, they'll need to look at it broadly and get to know what the future plans for all these three countries are. But for now, they are doing minor upgrades. They've put in a new power plant, which is increased stability and being able to make them more efficient.
But at this point in time, the oil discoveries in Kenya are not yet commercially viable.
Yes, that's correct. They are not yet commercially viable. But if they become, then it has an impact on what kind of investment the refinery can put up, if at all, and where the right location of the refinery ought to be. And there'll be a big impact. So as far as we are concerned, ESA will have to think a bit harder before they invest. They have to be clear what the future of those discoveries is.
So a bit of a game of wait and see. Thank you so much for joining us today, Solomon Osundwa, Commercial and Strategy Director at Hashi Energy.